Hello, everybody. How you doing today? My name is Tony Zano, and welcome to episode 155 of the universally loved, world famous podcast, also known as Online Marketing Moves. We're coming to you live today from the great state of Arkansas. We are traveling back east. We are headed to Georgia. At the time of this recording, you're listening to it, I will be heading back to Georgia, but today we are going to have an excellent show. Now, if you haven't already clicked and subscribe to get the podcast on a daily basis, what are you waiting on? And if you haven't signed up for the YouTube channel, also, once again, ladies and gentlemen, what are you waiting on? Let's go. Let's get these subscribers up on the YouTube. And also, we got to get these subscribers up so people can get this fresh content on a daily basis. Sort of like pizza every day, but healthy pizza every day. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just go ahead and click and subscribe so you can get both, because the YouTube channel will be coming out with content pretty shortly, and then it will be on a regular basis, just like this podcast. Now, one pain in the tookish that I have came upon when it comes to the YouTube channel is I figured it out, but I had signed up for this thing, Wave.co, to take my podcast audio and put it on take the podcast audio and make it into a YouTube video. So I signed up for Wave.co, and Wave.co is pretty good, but the only thing that I don't like is you just can't upload all your material. You have to sort of break it down, cut it up, and that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time that I don't really have, and I don't necessarily want to do. I need to take my information from the podcast and go straight to YouTube, or make it a simpler process. So I have to find something that I'm not knocking Wave.co, but I need to find an easier process. Maybe I have to pay somebody, maybe I have to just go figure it out myself, but we'll do that. Because yesterday I did the review Saturday, and I thought, this would be good material for YouTube. So I tried to upload it, and it was a pain, and I spent about 30-40 minutes trying to get it to where it would convert, but it wasn't converting. So I said, I had to just, why am I going to spend, $50 a month, $60 a month to upload all this stuff, and I can't upload half of it. It's pointless. So, sometimes in this, you just have to figure things out. You have to just figure them out and move forward and keep going. It is what it is, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it down pat. We'll get the YouTube channel down pat, like we are getting the podcast down pat. Another thing that I'm looking forward to is I can't wait until I actually can, sit home on a daily basis, get the audio down pat. Because sometimes I listen to the podcast and I'm like, it sounds pretty good, but it's not as clear as I would like it to be. It's getting there, it's right there, but it's not. Once you start getting into this kind of stuff, you really want to start getting things down perfect. Because I am running a business, and I don't want people thinking, oh man, this is the audio they're producing. But no, we have to produce content. And right now we're in a position where, we are producing, the content we are producing is in, 90% of the time is on the truck or in my car or somewhere like that. So we want to get it to where the sound is crisp, the sound is clear, that people can, fully hear me, they can fully understand, they can hear the inflections, they can hear everything. So once you get into this stuff, this is why I say just go ahead and start, because once you get started, you'll figure everything else will come together, and you'll figure it all out. Just like I'm figuring this stuff out, you'll figure this stuff out. But anyway, today we are going to discuss your morning routine. Now, I know a lot of us, some of us, I don't have a set work day. I don't have a set work schedule. But in the morning, if I know I had to get up at a certain time, I'll get up at an hour, 2 hours early, and I'll, record a podcast. I'll write down my daily goals. I'll do my prayer, if that's your thing. These are the things that I do every morning to get myself going, because it makes me feel better, and it makes me feel like I've done, the tasks that I want to do on a personal level. So even though sometimes we don't have a lot of time on our hands, even though sometimes, you might have you might have to go in at 7, you might have to go in at 9. It just depends. Everybody doesn't work the same, quote unquote 9 to 5 schedule. So if you're like, me, or if you do have a set schedule, try to get a routine down pat. I know some people, my wife included, is like, you can't plan everything, but you can plan a lot of stuff. And the more you plan stuff, the easier your life is. The easier that you like, okay, I know in the morning I do this, I do that, I do this. You don't have to worry about anything. It's sort of like, you see some people and they're like, oh, I wear the same clothes every day. This is like, wow. It's like, because it's easy. It's, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to put a lot of thought into it. And so if you get a routine, because I know every morning I wake up, I know, okay, I'm going to record, I'm going to write down my daily goals, I'm going to pray, and then sometimes I exercise. I need to get that down pat too, but I exercise, and that all that takes about maybe hour and a half, and I go, all right, now I can get my day started. Sometimes if I skip that, then mentally the day doesn't go as smooth as I think it should, because I'm like, did I skip my morning routine? Just like when I missed 3 days of doing the podcast. I spent 3 days the first day I knew I was going to miss. It was a Sunday. I said, okay. Monday, I was like, oh. I had to do something. I was like, oh. And then Tuesday was the real kicker. Tuesday, I was just like, scrambling around, and my wife said, you gotta record, because you're sitting there looking. I see the look on your face. I'm like, you're right. And this has become part of the routine. So now, if I don't do it, it will mess me up. So you definitely want to get into the habit of having a routine. I'm not saying that every minute, every day has to be planned out like you're the president of the United States, but the more prepared you are, the more plan that you have to know what you're gonna do, the easier and the faster you can get stuff done. This is why, like I say, when you write, you should, make sure you're doing outlines, make sure you have notes, make sure you have thoughts that you already have written down. So that way, when you do want to start writing, or you do want to start doing whatever, you can just boom, 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 get it done. This is why I tell you to write out like a week of podcast episodes you want to talk about, or a week of YouTube videos. Just plan stuff out, and it's a lot easier than just waking up and going, okay, what are we gonna do? And you'll spend 30 minutes trying to figure out what you want to talk about, what you want to do, and it's very annoying after a while. Trust you and me. So get a routine down pat. If you can get a routine for every minute of every day, that'd be great. But of course, you probably can't. But you definitely want to start off before you go to work, or after you get off work. What do you want to do to get your business, to start getting things going? Make sure you have something down make sure you have something to do. Make sure you have a routine. Make sure you have something, cooking. So that way because once you get home, or once you get done working, I mean, let's face it. A lot of people, they're like, oh, you can just, once you get done with your job, you should start. It's like, you have a job for a reason. They're paying you, but it's also exhausted, whether it's mental or physically. So, if you come home and you have stuff written down, what you want to do already, then it's like, all right, I already know what I want to do. It's not, but once you start trying to figure out, what should I do? I don't know. Then it's hard because you're already tired. Like if I drive 10 hours today and I stop tonight and I don't have anything written down about what I want to write or what I want to talk about tomorrow, then it will be hard for me to record an episode. I would just be like, whew, and I'll lay down and I come up with all kinds of excuses why not to do it. You know what I mean? Because I just don't want to look for it. I just don't want to find the time to look for it. I just rather go to sleep. But if I got it down pat, if I already written it, like I've recorded quite a few podcasts, at night, and I'm sitting there, and I go, okay, I just stopped. I'm gonna give myself 30 minutes, and I'm gonna record because I already know what I'm gonna talk about. I already have it in my head, and I have it written down. So this is why you want to have a routine. I do my stuff in the morning, so that's why the title would be morning routine, because I do a lot of my thinking and a lot of my content, note taking. I do a lot of that in the morning before I start actually working. But that's just me. Maybe you're a nighttime person. Who knows? Anyway, that's it for the podcast today. Go out, get yourself a little routine, get yourself a little morning routine. Get into the habit of doing stuff every day for your business, so that way you won't have to work at somebody else's business for forever and ever. Of course, there's nothing wrong with working with somebody. There's nothing wrong with working for a company forever and ever. But a lot of us, if you're listening to this podcast, then it's something that you probably don't want to do. So that's why you're listening to this podcast. So I'm speaking to you specifically. All right. With that being said, that's it. That's it for the podcast. Get yourself a morning routine and let's go. All right. Anyway, my name is Tony Rizzano. We'll be back tomorrow with another hard-hitting episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, I'll see you later. And as always, everybody, peace.